Good evening. Welcome in daily UPSC editorial audio program. Taiwan snubs G again. The Times of India. Taiwan snubs G again. The Times of India. The result of presidential developing the right sense of developed the Economic Times. Now the full editorial. Taiwan snubs G again. The Times of India. Result of presidential poll confirms the growing constituency for local Taiwanese identity. Beijing can do little about this trend. Vijay Gokhale, the writer, is former Foreign Secretary. Democratic Progressive Party (DPP) has won an unprecedented third term in Taiwan's presidential poll, polls. Lai Ching-te, William Lai, has been elected president of Republic of China after beating his rival Hou Yu-yi, the candidate of China's oldest political party. Kuomintang KMT and Ko Wu-ji, the leader of newly formed Taiwan People's Party (TPP), in a three-way contest. Beijing's Bet Moir Lai secured around 40% of the vote, with his KMT and TPP rivals taking 33% and 26% respectively. China has consistently labeled him a separatist and supporter of Taiwan independence. It has also ominously stepped up military pressure through gray zone warfare tactics by sending more ships and airplanes in Taiwan Strait and conducting mock blockade drills. Just days before the polls in his New Year address, President Xi Jinping added to the pressure by saying that unification was a historical inevitability, and that China would surely be unified with Taiwan. The Chinese warnings seems to have had the opposite effect. Three-way riddle. Attention is focused to an narrow margin of live victory in 2016 and 2020 elections. Outgoing DPP President Tsai Ing-wen easily won majority, but the picture is more nuanced. DPP's kitty may have nominally declined in terms of vote share from 57% in 2020 to just over 40% in 2024. But this is because 2024 saw a real three-way contest. Equally significant is the fact that the third candidate, Ko Won-ji of the TPP, was for several years a DPP supporter. In short, the anti-KMT vote consistently exceeds 50% of the votes polled since 2016. No to unification. Since KMT is the party of unification, the 2024 presidential poll confirmed two important trends. KMT's message of accommodation with People's Republic of China resonates less and less with the people of Taiwan, and that the Taiwanese people have an increasing sense of local identity. The sunflower movement that began in The Sunflower Movement that began in 2014 to affirm people's right to a Taiwanese identity distinct from that of People's Republic of China has fully matured. Young voices was this doesn't mean that there is an overwhelming desire to declare independence. The KMT presidential candidate still garnered a 33% vote share. The result of parliamentary elections hold together with the presidential poll also validate this assumption, since KMT has secured 52 of the 113 seats, one more than DPP. But what it does mean is that more and more younger Taiwanese want their own space and are skeptical about obtaining this if they merge with People's Republic of China. One country, two systems. Deng Xiaoping brilliant experiment with one country, two systems, which was in intended to allow the peoples of Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan to retain their way of life while acknowledging Chinese sovereignty over these territories. Had been the via media for closer engagement between both sides. It allowed China to secure the peaceful return of Hong Kong and Macau. The current Chinese leaders' harsh reversal in the 1997 Sino-British Agreement over Hong Kong, the crackdown of Hong Kong's umbrella movement, and the imposition of new national security laws for Hong Kong have dampened Taiwanese appetite to trust Beijing with their future. Lies needs for compromise. Since no party in Taiwan will be able to command a parliamentary majority, a system of checks and balances will likely prevail to the next 4 years. The president designate already seems to be adjusting to this reality, pledging to maintain peace and stability in Taiwan Strait while resisting Chinese bullying. Lai declared that he would maintain a cross-strait status quo, replace confrontation with dialogue, and promote exchanges with China. PRC's dilemma: Beijing will have to deal for at least 4 more years with its worst option. The Taiwanese millennial generation has barely any memories of a unified China. It is becoming harder and harder for them to identify with the mainland because Chinese society under communist rule had been fundamentally transformed. The Taiwanese elites, many of whom still back KMT, have dual citizenship, but ordinary Taiwanese have no place else to go. Strengthening of their identity is seen as a zero-sum game in Beijing, more so because People's Republic of China has not set foot on Taiwan for even 1 minute since 1949. Global flashpoint, which makes Taiwan Strait potentially the most dangerous flashpoint in the Indo-Pacific in the involvement of US. Washington claims it is fighting to preserve democracy in Taiwan. The reality is that it is fighting to preserve its geostrategic interest. The Iceland chain that it built after World War II to prevent China from breaking out into the Pacific when the feelings of frustrations in the world's second most powerful nation over its inability to control an island that is just 100 nautical miles from its shore mixes with feelings of concern in the world's most powerful nation about its geostrategic interest. It inevitably makes for a tense situation in the years ahead. Developing the right sense of developed. The Economic Times. As India works to become a developed country by 2047, we must not forget that quality of life, improved living standard, and ease of living are parameters as important as, if not more than, per capita income. This is the context in which the Supreme Court stay on the post facto green note for projects on mandatory implementation of good manufacturing practices. Schedule M must be understood. Government and businesses alike must access their effort to improve gross national income against the cost to quality of life. The increased cost is not a burden but an investment in improving productivity, life expectancy, and general quality of life. All makers of a developed economy to be considered developed. Per capita GDP will need to increase from around to $2,500 to nearly $22,100 $22,000. To be considered developed, per capita GDP will need to be increased from around $2,500 to nearly $22,100 in the climate constrained, sustainability oriented, and well-being focused world. Environment, health, and education are important considerations. Going ahead with projects, no matter how critical, without environmental safeguards undermines the goal of development. Mining projects, for example, impact quality of air, hydrological systems or fresh water access and soil health, affecting the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. It must no longer be better to ask for forgiveness than permission because it improvises quality of life. Government of India's decision making good manufacturing practices mandatory for all pharma units implemented in a phased manner. Keeping capacity in mind is critical. These have a bearing on quality of life and productivity that have a direct impact on economic growth. Mm, must be, uh, these interventions must be viewed not as bothersome hurdles to growth, but as guard rails that keep India on the path towards its goal to Viksit Bharat by 2047. Thank you.